I was going to do the next David Fincher review today, and I don't know if anyone notices that I'm trying to release a director or franchise review every Monday, but if you have noticed, then apologies because I'm breaking from that for a week to shine light on a small Netflix exclusive film. By small exclusive film, I mean like 826 votes on IMDb small. John Boyega's photo on the title card as I was browsing Netflix is what made me watch Imperial Dreams, and I'm so glad I did. As per usual with Netflix movies and TV series, this review will have the trailer playing, which kind of sucks, but what can you do? Reading the description of this film doesn't sell it as the world's most innovative movie, but I think that this description doesn't quite do it justice. A 21-year-old reformed gangster's devotion to his family and his future is put to the test when he is released from prison and returns to his old stomping grounds in Watts, Los Angeles. While the presentation is what I consider to be the best aspect of Imperial Dreams, its refreshing perspective on a fairly generic story is close second. The film's emphasis on John Boyega's character of Bambi is part of this, but the elements of social commentary and the context of Bambi's situation are more compelling to me. So much so that this is one of the few films that I would have liked to be longer. The plot itself works fine in a shorter length film, but I think its length missed some critical character moments and more thorough exploration of key relationships. A few extra scenes are all it would really take to really nail the extra intimacy that I think is required for a film of this kind. What Imperial Dreams does really well is give the audience a similar attitude towards Bambi's past as he does. He wants to forget about his time in prison and his life before being incarcerated, and the limited amount of details about the crime he committed or the context of it forces the viewer to see Bambi as he is now and forget about what he might have been before. Imperial Dreams is not about the process of rehabilitating and changing into a new person after serving a prison sentence. It's about acknowledging that at some point in Bambi's life he did something wrong, and now he needs to put that behind him. A few small complaints I do have about the current state of the plot are that it doesn't seem as connected as it should be. Some of it feels like its only place in the film is to comment on some aspect of the likelihood of recidivism, which is a fancy word for convicted criminals reoffending. I liked all of these scenes as standalones, but they needed a larger through line and something to connect them. The critical character moments that I mentioned before aren't entirely missing from the film. I just think they're scarcer than they should be. John Boyega's performance and his character were compelling and interesting, and all I really wanted was to know more about what he wanted for the future and what his plans and dreams were. Bambi's tenacity as a person and his determination to do the right thing in the face of massive resistance was an engaging thing to watch. His aspirations as a writer and the subject of his writing was something that I think deserved a lot more screen time than it got. This aspect of Bambi's character shows us how he rehabilitated and how he turned what he's experienced in life into a positive thing that could bring him the future that he wants. There's a great scene where Bambi goes to a publisher to give them some of his writing, and there are so many things about this scene that are great, not least of all the fact that he is handing over handwritten copies that he's been writing in his exercise book throughout the film. This subplot is really interesting, and it was things like this that I think should have been included in the film if it were longer like I would have liked. The presentation of Bambi's dedication to his son is also very well done. Throughout the film, it is made clear that Bambi would do whatever it takes to give his son a better life, and while this isn't an especially unique character trait, the presentation of their relationship makes it special and compelling. The way their relationship is edited and the actions that Bambi is shown doing after certain things happen to him and his son is really engaging. It shows that he cares for his son and is really affected emotionally when things don't go according to plan. The editing does a really great job of creating this idea that Bambi and his son are fighting an uphill battle to escape their living situation. I'm probably not using the correct term for this kind of shot, but there are some really great cutaways at various points in Imperial Dreams that juxtapose something Bambi is trying to do to get him the future he wants with where he is living and how hard it is to leave. Overall, the film is incredibly well shot, and the intimate atmosphere that the cinematography creates is really well done. Imperial Dreams is a gorgeous looking film. Something I also liked about the film's presentation was its lack of real score except for one track towards the end. Imperial Dreams mostly makes use of radio songs. I don't really know what to call them, but songs that have been recorded by artists before the production of the movie. I think the songs they played really suited the tone of the film, and they often felt part of the world, rather than something that was played over the top of scenes. Essentially what I'm trying to say with all of this is, if you have Netflix, which if you don't, why not, you should definitely give this movie a watch. It's only 85 minutes and you definitely won't regret it.
Imperial Dreams. 8 out of 10. Wait.